Hi, everybody. My name is Matthew Sambanis. I'm a certified public accountant. My firm is based in Long Island, New York. I've been an accountant for over 20 years, and I've been a CPA for over 10 years. In today's video, we're going to discuss how to start your own business. And the advice in this video will help you whether you're a novice slash beginner just starting out, or you're an experienced serial entrepreneur. Um, this channel is dedicated to economics, finance, the economy, the stock market, business, and things of that nature. So if that's what you're into, then please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. So first and foremost, if you're going to look to start your own business, I would say A, look to piggyback off of other businesses, and B, there's 7 areas of ways for you to create value for people, right? First and foremost, you can do things faster than other companies. You can do things cheaper than other companies. You can do things better. You can give more quality. You can reduce costs for your customers. You can increase convenience, case in point, Uber Eats, or you can give people what they want at prices that they're willing to pay. Um, whether it's a dog walking company, whether you're an accounting firm, whether you're a law firm, you have 7 great opportunities in all fields, and a lot more opportunities than that. But basically, I would call them core assets of what you can drill down into to exploit the business opportunity at the forefront of whatever business venture you're looking to get into, right? Can you do it faster, cheaper, better, quality, reduce costs, increase convenience, or just flat out give people what they want? And it's going to be obviously specific to every business, but that's the core of it right here. We're also going to do another video at a later date on how to grow your business. So again, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And if I were to go out and start a brand new business, I would say, what do you like, right? What are you passionate about? And there is somebody making money off of something you're passionate about, because if you're passionate about it, you definitely have some product. Case in point, whether it's a drum set, drum lessons, guitar, electric guitar, a car, furniture, everything around you was never previously not there, right? It was somebody else's thought. Somebody then had that thought and they manifested it into physical form, but it had to become an idea. And in order for it to get to you, it had to go through a multitude of channels, probably a multitude of countries, to then arrive to you in your present economic, or not your economic, but your present environment. So whatever it is, whatever tickles your fancy, there's a way to make money off of it. And if I were to sit there with you long enough, I'm sure we would find multiple ways to make money off of whatever you're into. Or on the flip side, you can just look for something that you can do better, faster, cheaper, with more convenience, and serve your customers better than other people are serving them, and look to exploit it, make as much money as possible. And you might not be happy in the immediate term, but when you're making a bunch of money, you'll definitely be happy. And if it's something where the ends justify the means, that you say, okay, for the next 3 to 5 years, I'm going to do something, I'm going to be miserable, but I'm going to make a lot of money and I'm going to retire early, then that's what you should consider doing. I'm not telling you to be miserable. And I'm also telling you that, there's plenty of other ways to make money and be happy at the same time. So I would also say to bootstrap, right? No matter what, there are plenty of opportunities, and any business that I could probably think of or that you could tell me about, there's a way to bootstrap and piggyback and do it for a very low initial startup cost, if any cost to begin with. Whether it's drop shipping, whether it's a service-based business, whether it's going somewhere. And case in point, I went to Costco. They had a very cool Christmas decoration. It was $100. I said, I wonder what this is going for online. I looked it up, and somebody literally took the photo from Costco, posted it on eBay, and sold it for $150. and then they made a $50 markup. That's a great idea though, right? You're not even buying the product. You're just, buying it and then shipping it. And then I guess no, never mind. They didn't have the shipping cost because the person who bought it on eBay paid for that as well. And when I say piggyback, that means referrals, right? That, to me, any business that I would go into, I would say, how do I get into a new business and have very little advertising slash marketing cost, because that will be your biggest expense to get up and running, unless you can do it through word of mouth or piggybacking. Piggybacking is case in point. I'm a CPA, I'm an accountant. There's tons of services that we can offer as accountants, and there's a ton of services that accountants don't offer, right? A lot of accountants might do payroll, they might do sales tax, they might do corporate taxes, they might do personal taxes, they might do offer and compromises, they might do foreign reporting, they might only do real estate. There's so many specific niche areas of accounting. And one of the ways I built my firm was I did offer and compromises. That's when you owe the IRS or a state a lot of money in back taxes, and we settle it for you, hopefully for pennies on the dollar. But there's a lot of accounting firms that don't want to touch it, see it as too risky, don't know how to do it, don't want to dedicate their resources to doing it. So I would call up other accountants, or I would be referred to them and say, listen, I do a lot of offer and compromises. If you have anybody that you need to refer to me, A, I will not poach your client, and B, I will send you a referral fee for any money that I make off of that client. And, from the initial referral until we're done serving that customer. Another case in point, a lot of accountants don't do payroll. It's a headache. We actually offer payroll, but it is a headache, and we've been thinking about outsourcing it completely or starting our own payroll company that's solely dedicated to it and separating it from our firm. But case in point is, if I were to go out and start a payroll company, I would call up all the local accounting firms and any business lawyers and say, hey, if you know anybody that needs a payroll service, we offer it, and here's why they should go with us. Do we do it better, faster, cheaper, more convenience, higher technology, etc. So there's tons of ways to piggyback, and I love the idea of it. It's zero cost, and it's all, something that you can offer, and it goes straight to the bottom line. So there's 4 types of people in the work world, right? You have employees, someone who works for someone else. You have self-employed people. That's when you eat what you kill. You have entrepreneurs, people who have other people working for them, but they started out as self-employed. And you have investors, people who create wealth and income when they're not working, i.e. passive income through stocks, bonds, real estate companies, etc. So a lot of people are self-employed, a lot of people are entrepreneurs, a lot of people are investors. What's important to note here and is the sources of self-made millionaires, right? Entrepreneurs, 74% of entrepreneurs are self-made millionaires, and they have people who work for them. As I mentioned before, I have people who work for me. I'm sure if you totaled up all my assets and my business, there's, it definitely falls under the sources of self-made millionaires. Then we have well-paid executives. Those are people who work for large companies, whether that's ExxonMobil, Walmart, Henry Schein. They get paid well. They have stock options. That makes up 10% of self-made millionaires. Professionals, right? Doctors, attorneys, and accountants. So one of the things that you want to avoid as a professional, whether you're a doctor, an attorney, an accountant, an engineer, an architect, is being a high paid employee of your own company, right? If you can't come and go as you please from your company, then you're really not, an entrepreneur. You're self-employed, but you're employed by yourself, and therefore you're going to continue to work for yourself. And okay, fine, you might have some employees, but the concept is the same. You're still really a high paid employee. But that makes up 10% of self-made millionaires. Salespeople, right? Salespeople who work for other companies. So if you can't sell and you don't have a referral source or a funnel system set up, or if you need to sell but you can't, your business is not going to last. Whether you need to sell other people on referring you to people, whether you need that funnel if you're going to do it online to refer people and then close the sale, or if you're talking to somebody one-on-one, if you don't have sales skills, you're toast. And out of the millionaires, self-made millionaires, 5% of them are salespeople. And then we have the out-of-the-box millionaires, right? Athletes, rock stars, artists, authors. That only makes up 1% of self-made millionaires, right? They're so few and far between. That's why whenever we see celebrity on TV, and listen, good for them, they're killing it. They're probably making, top earners out there other than hedge funds, right? Who are investors, which we're not even going to get into that because we know the hedge fund people make more money than anybody else, period. And I've worked on a lot of hedge fund tax returns, and I can tell you I've seen it's mind blowing what goes on those tax returns. Just absolutely mind blowing, and I'm not even going to get into it. We also have 7 qualities of self-made millionaires, right? Honesty, self-discipline, getting along with people, the likability factor, a supportive spouse, hard work. Working 20, 30, 40 hours a week isn't going to cut it. 50, 60 hours a week, now you're talking. I can tell you that, especially in the beginning when I started my firm, I was doing 100 to 120 hours a week of work. I still don't even know how I did it, but I can tell you when it was tax time, I used to do about 40 hours between Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And during the week, I would work 8 to 2. And that means I would work from 8 in the morning until 2 in the morning, wake up and do it all over again. And I would do that for months at a time. So hard work, doing what you love to do. Listen, at least if you're enthralled and you're enjoying yourself, it's not going to feel like work, at least not at least not all the time. And again, the ability to sell, which is a learnable skill. I mean, I can't tell you how many audiobooks that I have on it that I've listened to, how many books on it that I've read. There's just so many, seminars, the list goes on and on. You need to learn how to sell. And you need to learn how to sell not only just for your business, but for communication skills to get your point across. And in my experience, it makes life much better. I can tell you the difference is night and day. So I just wanted to dive into a little tidbits of self-made millionaires. And, now we're going to get back into how to build your business, which obviously if you're starting a business, you want to become wealthy, you want to have your own business, you want to have financial independence, you want to have the option to come and go as you please. Excuse me. Okay. So tips to start your own business. Competence. You must be good at what you're doing. Do you want to go to an accountant who doesn't know what they're doing? Are you going to get referrals if you're an accountant who doesn't know what they're doing? No. Are you going to go to a lawyer who's bad and then has bad reviews? No. If you're, selling a product that falls apart, is that competence? No. Is that capable? No. Therefore, you need to have competence. Customers, right? I can't emphasize this enough. If you don't have customers, you don't have business. If you don't have somebody paying you, you have no business. You might have an idea, you might have a great idea, you might have a philosophy, whatever the case may be, but unless you're making money and the cash register is going off at all hours of the day while you're asleep, while you're not asleep, that's the lifeblood of any business. If Walmart is empty, they have no customers, they're out of business. Cash flow. You need to preserve cash flow at all times, guard every penny, save every penny. I actually did another video on this called Living Paycheck to Paycheck. Maybe it wasn't the greatest name for it, but again, there's a ton of good tips in there that I suggest you watch if you'd like to. Study and learn every detail of the business, right? And this is going to help you out 10, 20, 50-fold down the road. Again, CPA firm, I can tell you that there's so many aspects, so many services, so many niche services. I know a lot of accountants who only do consulting for state sales income taxes issues, right? That's all they do. They work with other accountants, or that person in particular works only with other accountants, and obviously customers that have multiple sales tax issues in multiple states, but that's all he does. He doesn't actually prepare sales tax returns. He doesn't do payroll. He doesn't do corporate taxes or anything like that. He's just solely a consultant for state sales tax consultant. Start small and expand out of your profits. Right? So again, that goes back to what I was saying in the beginning. There's books out there with businesses that you can start for $25 to $50 or $0, right? No matter what, start small and then look to scale it up, reinvest the money back into the business, make sure it's growing, make sure you have a palpable business, and keep on growing it. Use your brains and energy and hustle and not capital. Case in point, the guy at Costco or the person at Costco who took the photo product there, resent it out, resold it. I mean, what a great idea. Drop shipping, there's so many ways that you can make money. And ultimately, a business is buying something and selling it for more than you paid for it, right? All you want to do is you want to take this pen, you want to buy this pen for $1, and you want to sell it for $2. You want to take this pen and preferably sell it for $3 and then have somebody else ship it out for you for $1, and all you do is collect your money, and you want to have that going on while you sleep, so you're collecting passive revenue. Unless you're like me and you like dealing with people on a daily basis, you like face-to-face, you like shaking hands, then maybe look for a different product to sell, or look to sell this pen or product in person. Again, I can't emphasize this enough. The key to success is sales ability, right? If you can sell, if you're a salesperson, I would look to go into business for yourself. If you work for another company and you want to keep that benefit of having that income come in, I would look to start a side business. Because again, if you can sell and you can do it where it's passive or recurring, home run. Case in point, insurance. Yes, you have to go out there, you have to hustle, but once you get it, you have those residuals coming in every month. As the owner of the business, spend 80% of your time on selling and marketing, right? That's all you care about, selling and marketing. Why? Because what matters is at the end of the day, at the end of the hour, at the end of every 6 minutes or 15 minutes, how much money have you just brought in? How many invoices have you just sent out? How many bills have you sent out? How much money are you billing out per minute, per hour, per day, whatever your barometer is? That's all you should be doing, is selling and marketing. And anything else that you're not good at, you need to delegate, right? I mean, that's just black and white, delegate it. And unfortunately, in the beginning, for any business, you're going to be doing everything. I've done everything from photocopying to stuffing envelopes to sign-in letters for our annual letters to sign-in letters for our, when we were advertising and doing marketing through the mail, setting up the website. Every aspect of my business I've done. And any employee I hire, I always tell them, anything I give to you to do, I've already done it. I've already done it probably a couple thousand times over. So wealth comes from creating value, very simple, and there's multiple ways to create value, which is what I said in the beginning. Do it faster, cheaper, better quality, etc. Create value for your customers. And basically, that formula there is, if you add value to your customers and to their lives, you'll be paid equally in value, right? The law of cause and effect. So the law of cause and effect is, if you knock on 100 doors selling a product, hopefully 1%, 5%, depending on how good of a salesperson you are and how good of a product you have, will basically, manifest itself in more money for you. Don't give up, all right? Especially in the beginning, you're going to have your head handed to you a bunch of times. I can't tell you how many times I've had that happen to me. Serving people, right? If it were me and I was starting over, and sometimes I still contemplate doing this, and maybe I will start doing it. Thankfully, I haven't needed to. But every day, write down 20 ways to serve your customers, or write out a list of how you can serve more and more people, or write out a list every day of how you can serve more and more people for less and less. So abbreviated story is, there is no abbreviated story. It's going to be a lot of hard work. It's going to be a lot of long hours, but the payoff is you make a lot more money versus owning your own business versus working for somebody else. At some point, you can build it up. You can hire other people to run it, and you have financial independence. Then you also have an asset that you own. Instead of working for somebody else and building their asset, you build an asset for yourself, which you can always sell down the road. The other benefit, as an accountant telling you, is you get to help people, you get to write off a bunch of expenses, legitimate expenses, that you wouldn't get to if you were working for somebody else. So anyway, I hope this video was helpful to you. Please like, comment, and subscribe. If you want me to talk about anything else in another video, just leave a comment below, and look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.